Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Latz, integrative psychiatrist and metaphysician.
And I'm Dr. Marion Ross, integrative psychologist and metaphysician. And here we are in our podcast, The Spiritual Self-Help Movement. What can we do to help you ground and manifest? This is the first of a series. Tracy?
Well, in the past few years, there has been a rise in the spiritual self-help movement. I think part of that is because people are seeking and searching for answers. They're feeling less secure in what's going on in the physical world around us.
Oh my goodness, and what's going on in the physical world around us? A lot of chaos. So how do we respond to that chaos? You see a lot of patients every day, and I do as well, and mine are sort of freaking out right now, and they're not focusing on what they want to create. They're focusing on everything that's going on around them and letting that affect their central nervous system, which is not a good thing. How about you?
So a lot of people are in fight or flight. They are in anxiety and they are looking for answers, and they're feeling less secure, as I said, in what is coming out in traditional models, in religion, in some of the medical approaches, because so much of the medical approaches are very good with acute illness and not so good with chronic issues. And let's face it, we've had a lot of chronic issues that have been flaring up that are based on fight or flight. So people are turning to easy ways of reaching out and learning about their own self and how to connect. Includes social media, includes books, online courses. They're much more available than they used to be. But some of the problems with social media is that anyone can post and anyone can claim to be an expert in various areas, and maybe leading people awry or astray from who they truly are.
What I've seen are a lot of people are taking courses and just taking the script of those courses with no experience whatsoever in teaching it. And there's no transmission to the students. So it's really important to be discerning about who you're going to work with, where you're going to find that kind of information. Everyone wants to be a Buddha and everyone wants to be a master.
And we were taught that if anyone says, I'm a guru, you should run. And if anyone says, will you be my guru, you should run. Because we are our own specialists, truly, within our own self. Once we learn how to connect, not through gimmicks, not through the trendy ways, and not through social media that may, through its own system, put in front of you only people that you already have been in front of or have been in front of you. That's part of the trouble with trending guidelines and what comes up on your timeline.
And also all of these channelers. When you're channeling something, and we can all channel ourselves when we have a clear pipette to whatever you want to channel, you channel through your own personality and your own qualms. It's never that you're a pure channel. And what we teach and what we want you to understand is that you have to be your own channel. You can't leave it to other people. You have to take the responsibility to learn how to channel for yourself and get answers. And we have tons of tools to teach you that very easily. One is Entura art. Tracy, this is one of your great loves, Entura, and one of mine. And we have a book out, The Mystical World of Entura Art, which doesn't teach you how to do it, but it shows you what you can do when you connect with spirit.
It shows you how it can be used. It can be used for looking more in depth to your own self and asking your own self, what does my own soul most want me to know right now? And the issue is what comes out on the paper will change over time and will show you in a week what is most important for you in a week from now, or a month, or a year, or whatever. And that's why I love it. Our whole purpose is to become obsolete. We like to teach you how to connect with your own knowings, your own self, not rely on us. We are trained as medical intuitives. We are trained as
psychics,
channels, but we don't go out and say, come to us for the next reading, come to us for the next reading. There are some great people out there doing that. There are also some people that will tell you what they think you want to hear that are doing that. Be discerning.
be very discerning. So the first thing you need to do if you want to be present in your life and learn how to manifest from who you really are and find out who you really are, you need to be grounded. Because if you're not grounded, you're all over the place. You're a mess. So you need to stay present and connected. And you need to be aware that you're not grounded before you get grounded. And you need to know what staying present and connected feels like. So before we manifest our dreams, before we get healthy and we're able to organize our chakras and our energy systems, you need to be fully present and connected to Mother Earth.
There are many people who are escaping into spirituality. And let's face it, there's a lot of things going on in the world that people do want to escape from. But it's not helpful to be the ostrich with the head in the sand. What you want to do is to learn how to connect, but not be so high and connected in that way and not present in your body. When you can connect with that spiritual understanding and your own knowings, your own soul, but bring them, ground them within yourself. Now you are present. And let's face it, this is Earth School. We're meant to be here on Earth, using our own gifts, stepping into our own abilities, which is what responsibility is. It means responding to your own abilities. And we need people to be connected with their own abilities and using them here. This is our way of moving forward as a human race, a human spiritual species.
So remember that we are spirits in the body. We're not bodies in spirit. We're spirit bringing it down to body level to enjoy this adventure on planet Earth. And this is where grounding really comes in. It helps you stabilize your energy field. It helps you reduce stress. And it gets you centered in day-to-day life so you're not reactive. You're not living from the past. You're not thinking that you're creating from the outside in, that everything outside of you, all the events outside of you, are creating who you are, what you are, and how you need to react and respond to other people. You need to change your beliefs about what's going on outside there, because what your beliefs are connected to what your beliefs are about yourself and what's going on within.
So when we talk about grounding, a lot of people assume, oh, I learned that from my therapist. I need to sit and see myself grounded. This is different. If you're not aware of earthing, I'm actually on the Earthing Institute Advisory Board, not a paid position, it's just my passion. We are living and walking in Earth School as we animate our spirit, this physical body. And the more we are connected to Earth, because let's face it, we're borrowing this organic matter from Earth to animate, and we restore the organic matter by everything that we eat and put into our body. So we are in a symbiotic relationship with Earth, which makes sense because we're animating here on Earth School. So the Earth is releasing ions, negative ions, every moment of every second of every day. And when we are physically with our skin connected to the Earth for at least 50 minutes per day, those negative ions, if we're well hydrated, will transfer and come through our body and be attracted to any positively charged areas. Any positively charged area is an area of inflammation. And for us to be fully connected to our own knowings, to our own soul, to all that is, because let's face it, when we connect spiritually to who we truly are, we are connected to each other. And that's how we're able to pick up information about the people, the places, the things around us when we do that. But to do it, we need to be without inflammation physically or inflammation emotionally, anger. And anger comes from fear.
So take off your shoes, walk barefoot in the grass. Wet grass is preferable. in the sand or on soil.
For those of you who are not likely to do that, they do make grounding or earthing mats, and you can get them very cheaply on very well-known websites that a lot of people use.
Like earthing.com or Amazon. Very important. When you start grounding, things can pop up that it feels more intense. You can intensify your pain for a couple of days. And that's a Herxheimer kind of response. So just drink a lot of water and keep it up.
With regular use, you lower your physical pain. You will sleep better immediately. And women somehow are more sensitive to the mood effects of lifting depression, calming anxiety in a more immediate way. And I like to say maybe that's why we call it Mother Earth.
Right. Anyway, the Earth has billions of years of wisdom. Why not soak it up through all of your chakras and align yourself? So remember, hydration is key. You have to drink a lot of water because water moves energy. Another tip we have is breath work. I mean, we all breathe, but there are different ways to breathe that give us more oxygenation and make us happier. Tracy, what's your favorite breath?
When we're anxious, we just breathe in the upper part of our chest. And so I see a lot of people who come in with anxiety who are doing this shallow breathing here, which, can help trigger panic attacks, anxiety attacks. When you learn to do diaphragmatic breathing, much like we did as a child, breathing all the way down to our belly breathing, and then allowing that from the belly to full our whole chest, our whole lungs.
So you want to look like the Pillsbury Doughboy because your belly breathing should expand outward like a circle.
But as you do this deep breathing, we were trained in the ancient mystery school in our metaphysical training to do what's called box breathing, which could be a tall, skinny box or a shorter, wider box. The deal is it's a box, so the length or the width of the box at the top is the same as the width of the box at the bottom, and the sides of the box are the same length, or you don't have a box. So you find the count. A lot of people are like, you have to do it this number and then hold it this number and then don't and then do. The issue is you are you. So you need to find the box that fits you, and that could change each day. So it may be breathing in 4 or 5 and then hold
7 or 8
or 3 or 4 and breathe out and hold. The length that you breathe in should equal the length of time that you're breathing out.
You can change your holding time.
You don't want to hold so long that you're straining at either the top or the bottom. But once you find that and you do 3 to 5 circuits of your box breathing, you will find your heart rate lowers, your muscle tension releases, you feel calmer and more centered. And it's a wonderful thing to do. It takes moments before a meditation, before setting intention, before walking into what you think may be a stressful meeting. So very helpful. It also preps you for a great meditation. And meditation is the third real approach of how do you ground. You can visualize yourself centering after a few breaths, and then feel yourself getting into your heart. We have gone through many times the loving, compassionate benefactor. For those of you who don't know how to expand your heart.
It's on Shift Your Life TV on YouTube. We have a video about that.
Once you are within your heart, now you take some of that love and you see yourself as if you were sitting in your most favorite place in nature, sitting on the ground, cross-legged, or just sitting. And you see yourself sending your love from your heart straight down your spine, out your tailbone, into the center of the earth, impulsing the earth with your love. Feel your love for that most beautiful place in nature. And you will feel or sense the earth responding. You'll feel an impulse back. Now you are grounded to earth. To take it even further, now while still sitting there with that impulse and connection from your heart to earth, now send your love up through the crown of your head, up to the stars, the heavens, God, source, universe, whatever you understand all that is to be. And send that love up until you feel that impulse back. And now you are fully in alignment, connected above and below, fully centered. Now you're ready for an incredible way of setting intention and manifesting. But there are some other tools. The earth gives us tools.
Well, we are nature. We like to take a walk in nature, which is very helpful. But while you're walking in nature, you want to feel part of nature because we are nature. We're all coming from the same stuff. Try to feel that. That's a whole different perspective. The idea is to change your perspective and to go within and to feel centered and grounded. Crystals can be very helpful. Black tourmaline, hematite, smoky quartz. They're very powerful grounding stones, and they're very clearing. They can clear out negativity. But you use crystals with your intention. You talk to the crystals, sounds crazy, but tell them what you would like to do with them because they will amplify your heartfelt intention.
And understand, crystals don't just come from stores. They're not made by somebody in a store or place. Crystals come out of the earth. And the earth has given us different crystals that show up on a timeline that are just in the nick of time for us. Because remember, we are connected to earth. We're animating earth. Moki balls can be extremely grounding as well to a number of people.
We have houses full of crystals, and they really work, but it's working with your intention and the crystal. And don't get into crystal chaos.
There's a scientific basis to this. It's based on dominant oscillatory resonance. That is a frequency or a vibration that can resonate with different energy centers in our body. And that's why the ones that we mentioned help with the root chakra or the root center, lower dantian, to connect us powerfully and ground us so we're fully present.
So interestingly enough, each organ has a different vibratory frequency, and there are different crystals that resonate with those. So actually we have a crystal course online. You can learn about that.
I love crystals. I love coming up with crystal elixirs for very specific emotional, spiritual
and crystal
issues.
grids. We can also do crystal grids. Very, very interesting. You set up a different alignment with different crystals with intention, and it's a great way to manifest. So let's talk about manifestation, turning your desires into reality. Now that you're grounded, you have to align your energy with your goals. The law of attraction works because your personal vibration is matching the vibration of the universal energy, God source universe. So first of all, you have to know what you want because you want to be in that vibration. To know what you want, how do you do that? I tell my patients to write a letter to the universe and tell the universe how they want to feel. But as they want to feel it, to see it as if it's already happening, because your brain loves to be right. And if you put something in the future, it's always going to happen in the future. It's never going to happen in the present. So write down your deep desires and your feelings associated with them as if they've already happened.
It helps before you do that to release any anxiety or fears, because otherwise you will attract what you most fear. And that's why we have given tools in books, in podcasts, in online courses and live classes. It helps to use those tools.
When we create, if you're creating from your mind, 85%, I don't know who made this up, but perhaps 85%, 90% of what comes out of your mouth is coming out of your subconscious mind. It's not your conscious mind, because most of us don't create from mindfulness in the present moment with acceptance. We just don't. So you have to know what all of those subconscious scripts are to overcome them, and that's what we teach.
And this does not require years of therapy. That's why we give various tools and techniques that can very rapidly transform if you do the work. You have to do the work.
It allows you to create awareness. So you know if you're creating from your subconscious mind and all the garbage scripts that you've picked up prior to today. And it allows you to understand that the beliefs you have right now are not the beliefs you had yesterday. You're creating yourself differently every day by examining your beliefs, examining your thoughts, and examining your emotions associated with
and then not beating yourself up when you realize, oh my goodness, I did this. It's using all the tools to then clean off the debris daily. And that's how these tools can be used for an in-depth cleansing, clearing, understanding, and then clearing the debris. So when you are setting up your script of this is what I choose to manifest, I tell people also, before they write that letter to the universe or set this intention, make sure they're in their heart. Again, loving, compassionate benefactor is the greatest, quickest way I know to help people get into their heart field so that you are manifesting not from that monkey mind and fear, but manifesting what is your heartfelt compassion for yourself and humanity to manifest for you and the world, okay?
And remember, you don't say, I want a fulfilling career. You're going to write, I am thriving in a fulfilling career that's bringing me great joy and abundance.
Well, that brings us to affirmations because you have to find the affirmation that is yours. A lot of people are like, oh, I printed off, I have this book of affirmations, and this sounded really cool, and I put it there. And I will say, did you feel it? And they'll go, what? I'll say, when you looked at that, were you like, oh, and you felt it like in your heart, oh my goodness, with every ounce of my being, I have a desire and a joy and a love to create that. And if the answer is no, that's not your affirmation. So you want to find or create the one that resonates for you, that with every ounce of my being, my goodness, this is what I choose to manifest. It is my greatest desire and joy.
So don't buy a book of affirmations. Spend the time feeling. It's not about writing the affirmation and then reading it in front of a mirror until you believe it. It's about feeling it first, and then you can go in front of the mirror until you're 100% with it.
Because when you look at how we create, we've talked in all of our courses and books about the bow and arrow theory of manifestation. And it's very powerful and it's very true. The arrow is the thought, the affirmation, oh, I choose to create this. But the bow is the power of the emotion behind whatever that statement is.
So how far are you going to pull that bow back?
If you draw it back just a little, dink, it's not going to manifest very quickly. The more powerful you feel it, when you let it go, it
and
flies
believe
far.
it. It's not just feeling it, it's stepping into believing it. Okay? So nothing is very, it's all simple. It's not easy, but sometimes it takes some repetition.
It is very simple. A lot of people go, oh my goodness, this is so easy. And yet, why is it that we, with our thought and emotions, sabotage ourselves? So that's why our book is Bye-Bye Self-Sabotage. Drop your baggage, love your life.
It's like the shrink's greatest hits. Everything there that's keeping you self-sabotaging. And we all have some of it. It's a lack of self-love, guilt and shame, anger and resentment.
My heart's too broken.
Fear of the unknown, bad habits. How do you change?
I'm unworthy.
How do you learn to create and manifest? So it's a great book. Bye-Bye Self-Sabotage, Drop Your Baggage, Love Your Life. A little plug right here.
So another thing you can do, Marion loves.
Gratitude. This is what I do every morning. I don't open my phone. I just lay in bed and I feel. I don't think about what I'm grateful for. I feel what I'm grateful for. The first thing is just to open my eyes and see and have decent vision. It's great. Whatever. I live in the mountains. I look outside and it's magnificent and it opens my heart. Feel things you're grateful for and try to feel at least 5. And when you set up your day in gratitude, you ask for more. I want more of that. your focus and your attention is on something very positive and fulfilling for your heart. Tracy?
We have also talked about another way of journaling if you're going to be journaling. A lot of people will do gratitude journals and they'll write out. But we like to bring the emotion and the color of the emotion, the frequency of emotion into it. And at the end of a day, drawing out in a blank journal the garden of your day. And you can assign for yourself what color is anger or negativity,
Red.
or change or wonder and
Pink.
Joy. What are the different feelings, anxiety, and draw it out like it's a garden and then become aware. Don't beat yourself up. That's not helpful. Remember, you're going to create more of the same if you're angry about something. But when you look at that garden, you can go, my goodness, what was associated with this as you review your day? And then you can say, I'm going to weed that garden. Be mindful of it. If you are aware of a faulty belief, a core belief, maybe I'm unworthy to receive this, that came up when you were going to ask for the job promotion or whatever, then be aware of it. Use the tools to then shift that belief. And we, again, have tons of tools of various, some spiritual approaches, meditative approaches, physical tools, all sorts of things. Very, very powerful. But that takes us that next step of physical visualized vision board.
And your vision board should be changing all the time as you change, because you're going to change and grow if you start using these tools and techniques. You're going to know what you want. You're going to change your beliefs from everyone else's beliefs about what you should be doing to what you really do is a heartfelt spirit in a body. It'll change your life.
And when you're making a vision board, let your inner child come out and play. I will say be playful with that. Don't put it in words. Don't put words and all that thought stuff on the vision board. Look at it as something that is a pictorial, emotion-filled, where it makes you go, yes, and joy, and smile when you see it. It makes your heart open. So I will tell people, when you make a vision board, don't set ahead, I'm going to put this on it or whatever. Let your child sort out that emotional.
Let your heart lead. Don't let your monkey mind lead.
So sit down with old magazines and just flip through. Don't think about it. Just flip. Keep flipping. When you see a picture that suddenly, just rip the page out. Don't think about it. Rip the page out. Keep going. And do that until you've got a collection of pictures. Then you cut them out and you put them on the board. First time I did this, I was sort of like, yeah. It's been 25 years ago. I was sort of a little like, yeah, this sounds a little silly. But what I put on there, what came up was one picture in the magazine. I think it was for a car ad. Who knew? But it was 3 wolves. And I ripped that page out. Another was a clock that had a sign, be back later. And it was just different things. It was like a fairy and it was magic and different. It was just different things came up, and I pulled those all out, cut them out, put them on the board. And there was also a picture. I live in North Carolina mostly, and the Biltmore Inn had just opened up. And there was a page of Biltmore, that just this beautiful nature scene. And I ripped that out. I put it on there, and I was just thinking, what is this? I don't know. But within a week, I was surprised by someone who had booked for me and my family to go to the Biltmore Inn. I had not told anyone what was on there. I suddenly energized those 3 wolves, which for me, from Animal Speak, I love Ted Andrews, represents teachers. 3 teachers, 3 people who had spiritual wisdom to share with me on my journey showed up. Not a guru, but someone who imparted some information that was important for me to know, just like I have information to share, as do you, when you are connected with your own soul and your own purpose. So what I found was everything that I had on that vision board manifested in less than 6 months, because I allowed my inner child, without my inner overthinking adult, the mind chatter part of me, to overthink and think that's silly. Just allow it. Very powerful.
And keep changing your vision board as your visions come to manifestation.
There's also a fun way of manifesting, and we talk about that in our book, that we were taught by our Qigong master.
No, you.
Oh, it's fun. What you do is you get out of bed, maybe after you've focused on what you're grateful for, and you're centering on what will I create today.
Okay, let me move back. I'm much better at this. So you're going to do that like with a color wheel. You're going to have a color that's representing a different emotion.
Picture that these colors are part of like mud on the ground.
It's a huge palette of mud. So I'm picking up
You're
red.
leaning down and
Boom!
scooping it up.
Picking up blue.
Boom!
Happiness. Boom! I'm going to the beach. Another thought, another feeling, boom, and then you're going to mix all of these things together.
Imagine that you have a huge palette in front of you that you're putting it on like a giant canvas, and now you were just energetically moving it. You may know what you're going to manifest, or it may show up.
Green, boom, and then you're just mixing it, and it's a very good Qigong exercise because you're moving energy, and you're moving energy with intention. And color has vibration. So you're using the vibration of your body, the vibration of the color, the vibration of the frequency. Earth, and you're bringing it into you, okay? And you do this every day, and you can take your vision board, make mud out of it, assign a color to it, bring it into your heart, and just manifest it all over the place.
This is how you can, for people who travel a lot, I can't carry around a vision board. Guess what? You can energetically have it every day.
Or
twice a day. It will show up in different ways. I've had people who go, I don't know what it's going to be, but all of a sudden they're like, oh my goodness, there's like a tree, and it's like life with vitality. And over here, there's somebody who's coming on. I don't know who this is, but they're coming to me and they're carrying a gift. And suddenly that day, they have someone that they meet who then shares something with them that was very powerful. And they go, oh my goodness, that's what I attracted.
Your inner child's doing this. Your adult is not doing it. That's the good news. It's very good news.
The inner adult shapes, remember the bow and arrow, inner child aspect is the power of the bow. This is the power of your creation. The arrow is the thought that now working together, the inner adult with the inner adult will shape how that will actually manifest.
And your inner child is your inner healer. You want to get in touch with it. And if you're not in touch with it, the tips and tools in our books will get you there very quickly. We're not interested in doing therapy for 5 years. When we do therapy, we do it for 3 hours, then coach people through, because you can change that quickly.
So you can reach out, we can coach, we can speak to your group. We do speak at conferences, and we love to share meeting people where they're at. So shiftyourlife.com, we are the Shift Doctors. I'm Dr. Tracy
And
Latz.
I'm Dr. Marion Ross. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review.
Share it with your friends.
Anyone who needs a little spiritual inspiration and practical tools. And you can also connect with us on social media, on Facebook. I'm Marion Ross.
I'm Tracy Thompson Latz, and we have a fan page.
On TikTok, I'm Shift Doctor, and
I'm shiftyourlife.com.
And on YouTube, we're Shift Your Life TV. Sure. And if you want to book us for anything, go to info@shiftyourlife.com and take a look at our website at shiftyourlife.com. Thanks for watching.
Have a great day. Create your heart's desire.